Hey, today I'm going to show you some test shots using the Colbor W100 LED light and share some of my thoughts about it. All right, I'm going to start with the test shots because those are more important to me. Starting with this one, this looks totally fine, but I wanted to use the light to try and create some sort of motivated lighting. So here is the after. Here's the light with the brightness level set way too high, in my opinion, but I'm just, demonstrating what this looks like. I was at about 70% intensity and about 6 feet away or so from my face. I like the brightness and the quality of light, but the diffuser that it comes with is pretty small, and so it was still giving too spotty of a light. And then here's another demonstration, just a wider shot, really just to give you an idea of what it would look like on a medium. And here's the before. This is what it looked like before. Here's another shot on the terrace where things were just completely dark. I was fully underexposed, and then I just added the light somewhere to my side or behind me, and I just wanted to play around with the bicolor effects and the brightness and all that, just to get an idea of what it looks like on a wider shot. One more terrace shot here, I promise. Here is a before and an after. Same idea. I'm just trying to shoot into the shadow side and motivate the lighting by making it the same temperature, as close as possible at least, to all the other light sources in the shot. Here's a test where I was standing in the middle of my living room and then I just bounced the light off of the wall next to me to see how bright of an output I can get, to maybe, use it as a key light or as an easy fill where I could just grab the light quickly and shoot it into a wall or into a 5-in-1 reflector. This was in the middle of the day, albeit the curtains were down, so that saved a little bit of the highlights there in the back, but at 100% and the fact that it's being bounced off, it's, pretty decent. Here's another shot right here. In this one, I was actually overheading this. So I rigged up the light on an overhead little setup, similar to the Amaran 60X setup that I had in my other video. And yeah, I also just turned on the stove light that you can see shining on my hands, just to have a little bit of color separation, because that light on the stove is tungsten, so I set the Colbor to be, around 4,000. And here's one more shot where I actually didn't have a key light. It was just the window key lighting me. And all I did was I used the Colbor as a motivated backlight to make it look like that lamp in the background is what's actually hitting my face. And here it is without the backlight. Now this light is tiny compared to the amount of output that it gives. It's a 100-watt light. It's obvious that it's trying to compete with Zhiyun's 100-watt LED, but I'm going to be reviewing the Colbor W100 from the perspective of an Aperture and Amaran user. The closest light that I have to the Colbor would be the Amaran 60X, which I actually just reviewed recently. Now the Amaran 60X is actually also a small light and packs quite a punch. They both have battery options. Now I prefer the way that Amaran uses batteries because they're MPF, which I already have many of, and these batteries work for other devices, other lights and monitors, whereas when it comes to the Colbor, you have to use the proprietary battery. The way the light mounts on the battery is something that I like, and it makes it really easy to hold the light. Actually, I have something that pisses me off about this battery in the way that you mount the light on the battery. So it comes with one of these thicker mounts, and then they give you this little adapter. The light takes the thinner mount, which is, why this adapter is shaped this way. So what you're supposed to do is put the adapter like so into the light or the battery, and then screw the light onto the battery, or vice versa. Problem is, the direction of the screw on the battery is the opposite direction of the screw of the light. So when you're screwing the light on, let's say clockwise, after a certain point, it starts to unscrew it from the battery because it's counterclockwise to lock it. It's like opposite ends. So you can never really properly lock either of these by twisting it enough times and then it gets stiff at the end. No, it will not get stiff. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I don't know if that was English. Now, if you're comparing it to the Zhiyun light is about $250 on B&H, but right now, as of recording this video, it's on sale for $199. The Colbor is trying to undercut them and going for about $169 USD. From what I have heard and from what I've seen, the Zhiyun has better build quality. The light comes with an app, like really every other light manufacturer now. It works with NFC, so when you're first setting up the light with the app, you can just use the NFC feature on your phone, and then you just hover it next to the light and it will connect it right away instead of going through the Bluetooth route. It's whatever, because whenever you connect the light to the app in the future, You turn on the app, you turn on the light, and they both connect right away. You don't have to do any NFC stuff. It's got a decent ecosystem for the mount that it has, but it's nothing more extensive than any light manufacturer. That's kind of one of the things that I like about the Amaran 60X more, is that it natively comes with a Bowens mount, although it's not the strongest Bowens mount because it's a small light, but I'm not gonna add huge softboxes to a 60-watt light, so I don't care. But when the Colbor, it comes with this proprietary mount, which you need to buy proprietary accessories for, but you can also buy an adapter to Bowens mount, and then you can use any other Bowens accessories from Colbor or anybody else. Now, speaking of the mount, it does come with a small little reflector so that it controls the beam a little bit more, but what I do like is it also comes with a small little diffuser that isn't as big as a softbox, so it's not really meant to give you super soft light or anything, but it just takes the edge off of using the light with just a reflector. Now, the light does come with a fan built in, which is totally understandable. It's super small, so it needs a fan, and that fan isn't the quietest. It does have 3 modes that you can pick from. From what I've seen, especially if you're on higher brightness levels, like anything above 60-70% of brightness, the fan becomes audible. You can hear it. If you are in an audio sensitive environment, the Colbor W100 is probably not going to be the best choice. I did come across an issue with the light, and it's actually not an issue that I noticed. I watched it on a YouTube channel's review of this light called Fellow Filmmaker, and Heather in this video showed that you can't hot swap power methods with this light, and if you do, it will actually short circuit the light. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.